Facing criminal charges for leaving her children in a hot car during dangerously high temperatures. But she did do one right thing. Temperatures at the time were around 93 degrees in Georgia. Thankfully, the doors were unlocked, so police were able to immediately get the children out of that car, and they found that they were suffering from early signs of heat exhaustion and heat-related illness. The mother told police she was in that store for just a few minutes doing some shopping. Extreme heat is nothing to take lightly. People here in the valley are bracing for a big blast of high heat with temperatures approaching some major highs. We do have some tips on running your car's AC without wasting too much gas coming up in a few minutes. But first, we want to head on over to meteorologist Lisa Green. And Lisa, this is something you need to take seriously, especially with those vehicles.
Yes, exactly. We want to talk about just how warm it gets, how toasty it gets in your car. Even in 70-degree temperatures, it has an impact. But we're talking some heat building in this weekend, and 90 degrees is where we are looking at. And we know it's going to get hotter than that. But at 90 degrees, a closed vehicle, you'll see temperatures rise very rapidly. In only 10 minutes, 109 degrees, and in an hour, 133 degrees is where your car will be at. So that gets really intense really quickly and deadly. And this kind of weather is going to be deadly just to be out in coming up for the weekend, because it's not just going to be 90. We're talking temperatures soaring into the 100 range here. And today's like kind of that last day before that moves in, your last chance to enjoy the weather before the heat really takes over. And in fact, this morning, beautiful temperatures into the 50s, and we've got some sunshine. It's 54 in Fargo and Grand Forks. Heading outdoors today, well, we're looking at a good day out at the pool or out at the lake. 83 degrees, warm and sunny and not too windy. So again, today your bonus day before we've got this coming our way. First alert weather day for Sunday. Father's Day is going to be the peak of this 3-day heat wave. 100 degrees, heat index values that could get into the 1-teens, so be ready.
And you do need to keep this in mind. Do not do any yard work or really anything strenuous outside on those days.
Exactly. It'll heat up very quickly and it could take its toll like that. So you want to make sure you're taking precautions and staying cool.
All right, Lisa, thank you. And this weekend's extreme heat wave is going to have all of our cars heating up. We all know that running the air conditioner in our homes is expensive during these summer months, but you might not think of how much gas the AC in your car uses. The Valley Today's JC Dodd joins us live on how to save some money while still staying cool in your vehicle. Good morning, JC.
Good morning, Jordan. That's right. It doesn't take a lot for your car to be sitting out in the sun to start cooking and really heat up. And as soon as you get in, it's like you almost can't breathe because it gets so hot so quickly, especially with the forecast that Lisa was just saying. Your first instinct is turn the car on and get that AC running and blasting. But Jordan, that could actually really hurt your fuel economy, costing you more money at the gas pump. Now, your first step when you get into your car, you'll want to roll down those windows and let all of that hot air that's in the cabin air out without putting that stress on your AC. So roll down those windows and let it air out, and then gradually turn that AC on. Don't just put it on full blast all the way on low. I know I'm guilty of that. Every now and then I really just want to get as cold air as quickly as possible, especially with the forecast, but you want to do it gradually, especially to save that money at the pump. Because it adds up. Every penny counts with these gas prices we're seeing. And it could save you upwards of it could take 25% of your fuel economy, saving you up to $20 depending on the size of your tank and how many miles per gallon you get. So it's something you want to be on the lookout for, because running it at full blast doesn't necessarily mean it's keeping you cooler quicker. It might just be costing you more in the end.
And we know what we've all felt it. You turn that AC on the high blast as soon as you get in your car, hot air blows at you anyway, so it's not even cool right away. So JC Dodd, some good tips so we can save money and stay cool. Thank you. And the extreme heat that we're having over the next several days could cause roads to crack or heave. That heat can cause the concrete slab to expand, resulting in surface breaks and other damage. And it happens fast, usually without warning, and that could create dangerous conditions on sidewalks and parking lots and on roads. If you spot a problem, Fargo Public Works wants you to report it. Roads in Oslo, Minnesota are starting to reopen after floodwaters shut them down this spring. Some gravel roads are still in need of repairs, though, and debris remains strewn across fields outside the levee system. In late April, people could not drive into town because of that high water. The mayor there says if it wasn't for permanent flood protection, many parts of town would have been in serious trouble. A Moorhead woman is feeling the sting of a recent burglary. She says more than $5,000 worth of items were stolen from her garage. Some of them are priceless to her. Thieves also made off with personal art, family heirlooms, and food. The thieves even unplugged her freezer, so all the food in it rotted.
Don't know who or why anyone would have done this. I'm one of the most giving people I know. I would give you the shirt off my back if you needed it. But this is horrible. Who does this to a single freaking parent?
Nelson has put posts on Nextdoor and alerted the resale Facebook pages and pawn shops on what to look out for. If you think you might have bought a stolen item, you should contact Moorhead Police. Fargo police are warning people to lock up their homes after a major string of break-ins on the south side. Thieves are breaking into empty homes through windows and sliding glass doors. Police say the biggest problem areas right now are the Rose Creek, South Bridge, Centennial, and Timberline neighborhoods.
It's probably likely that folks are driving around in the daytime to look at some of these locations. We're not exactly sure how they're picking them, other than it appears that in almost all of the cases, the people have been out of town for a period of time.
Police say you should lock your windows and doors and even put a 2x4 in a sliding glass door before you head out of town. Also have your security system and cameras on a battery backup. These criminals have been pulling and cutting wires so they can stay undetected. A Twin Valley, Minnesota police officer and probation officer in Polk and Norman counties is accused of having a sexual relationship with an inmate. Scott Volker is charged with criminal sexual conduct and misconduct of a public officer. The inmate says the relationship started in early 2021 and that the two had sex at several area hotels and that they even stayed in Volker's home in Twin Valley. Court documents say that receipts, surveillance video, and other evidence corroborate that inmate's story. Planned concerts by the man who shot and wounded former President Ronald Reagan are now canceled after venues in New York, Connecticut, and Chicago received a flood of threats. John Hinckley Jr. was released from custody on Wednesday after a judge determined he was no longer a threat to society. He shot Reagan in 1981 to get the attention of actress Jodie Foster, but was found not guilty by reason of insanity and served his time in a psychiatric facility. In recent years, Hinckley has released songs on Spotify and even posted videos of himself singing and playing a guitar on YouTube. Hinckley tweeted yesterday that his promoter is now looking for other venues. It is a rare occurrence and also considered a blessing, not to mention cute. North Dakota's Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa tribe recently welcomed the birth of a white buffalo calf. They say the white buffalo is the most sacred living thing on earth, a sign of hope that their prayers are being answered. And this is not an albino. Albino calves typically have a health deficiency. This is a white purebred buffalo. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up on the CW. Otherwise, have a great Friday and stay safe out there this weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.